Get the music going here. So we get ready to go live this evening. Always with the good feeling, the good time. I see everybody in here. Right, so we should be live, right? Hey, good evening. Happy Friday, man. Hope y'all enjoy. We groove into the music as always. Absolutely love this song. This is just gonna be our intro. Every Friday when we come in, we want to feel good. Make sure that you have your favorite drinks, you are in your favorite position, and that you are going to enjoy your favorite Uncle Cousin tonight. Hey, man, seeing everybody. I see you, Miss Coach, Uncle Vin. How's everybody? Brown and Associates, welcome to the show. Man, as always, if you can both hear me and see me, please let me know, right? I always got to check the tech and make sure that it is good, make sure that I am good. Yes. Let's see what's going on over here on the Facebook side.
You make it hard for me to entertain the thought of someone else under me. To compare to your stare, they gotta be something, baby. Cause I know that they don't make them quite like you. No, I had to tell myself I don't want nobody else. Cause he sent you for a reason. It's so easy to believe it. But the sun will never shine till your presence parts the skies. Is this love that I'm feeling? I'm in love with you.
Listen, we good back there? We online? All right.
Feels good, right?
Let's see.
Girl, I think I'm in love with you.
Good, YouTube says we're good, all right. What's up, fam? I see everybody coming in the building. Miss Gimme Cornbread is here. Larisi Chiz, I see you. Peachy Dixon. That's all right. Man, appreciate everybody who's coming in here. Welcome. Man. Doug says, let's have some audio visual. What kind of program? You can't see me. Am I not being seen here tonight? By all means, let me know. I'm trying to find out what is happening on the Facebook side. It don't look like it's going there, but we stream 1 and 2 should be good.
Try to ignore the signs I I'm so high on love.
Man, right, let's see. Let me check something real quick. Hold on, guys. I'm seeing something different over on the Facebook side. Nope, should be good. I'm not quite sure what's happening over there. But we are still here good on YouTube. Glad that everybody's in the building. I can see everybody in the chat. Good to see everybody, man. Welcome. Happy Friday. It is this the first Friday of September? Is it? Let me check my calendar. Yeah, first Friday of September. Virgo season. Woo! Yes, it is Virgo season. You know what? I don't even know why I'm talking like I follow horoscopes. I just know that because it's my birthday month and everybody says that I'm a Virgo, but I'll be like, you know what? Horoscopes, right? Like the idea is the fact that, hold on, let me, when you say, because you were born in this month, your zodiac sign says you have these specific characteristics. You have these specific character traits. And one day I got to talking to myself as I do often, right? And I was like, you know, technically my life started 9 months before September. So I should be what September babies are. And what are your, January babies. And Chris, you born in January. So what is January? What are y'all? Aquarius. I should be an Aquarius, not a Virgo, because technically my life started 9 months before I exited the womb. So I don't know. Horoscopes, ever since me, myself, and I had that conversation, horoscopes have been interesting. Like, is it true that these are my characteristics because of this date that they say I was born, but even though I was given life 9 months before? Or do I just act this way because that's what they say I should act that way? Just a thought. Just a thought, right? Man, I see everybody smashing that. Capricorn and Aquarius. Team Aqua. Okay, give me cornbread. Team Aqua or Capricorn. Daughters in Aquarius. So let's go ahead, get to the intro video, and when we come back, we'll get to the show. All right, y'all. All right, family, welcome back to the show. Appreciate everybody being here. For those of you who may not know, if you're new to the stream, new to this channel, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tyrone Gregory, the self-employed tax guy. And now that you are here, I am also your favorite uncle cousin, and I am proudly joined every Friday so far, right, as long as he don't decide to take any vacations, to be joined with my son, my middle child, Mr. Christian Gregory, and he got to say something. He just can't come to the camera, show his face, and not say something. You know, my mom put him on blast, that he better say something tonight. So say something to the people. Come on right up in there, speak to the camera, boy. Speak to him, say something.
Hello.
It's not a word.
I don't know what to say. Hello. You know, hi family.
Yeah, they family. Yeah. But you gotta look at them though. They family.
Hey family.
Yeah. Since you're their favorite nephew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. All right, go back. So
I don't know what else to say.
You don't know what else to say? Oh, we're gonna figure this out later. All right. Man. So checking in. How is everybody? How is everybody doing? How was your week? How was your day? As Uncle Vin said last week, hope you had a profitable day. Right? We are not looking to just have good days, all right days. We want to have profitable days. And so I hope everybody woke up this morning being intentional. Everything that you did today, I hope you did it on purpose, as that is going to drive your profits, man. So come on in, get comfortable tonight. So glad that everybody's checking in, man. I see the stream is lighting up. Everybody saying hi, Neff, to the guy who doesn't know what to say to everybody, right? So tonight, let me give a little backstory, a little backdrop on tonight. Last week, not this week, right? This week I was pretty much playing catch up, getting things done. Quick announcement, actually, man, I'm super excited. I don't know, for those of you who may follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you've seen that I've been invited to be a guest speaker at the 2020 International List Tour. And because of the way things is being done, right, everything is going to be virtual, it's going to be online. I am doing the section on motivation, like how do we stay motivated and energized as leaders? How do we continue to press forward, man? So I'm super excited to be teaching on that. That is going to be on the 18th and 19th, or the 18th through the 19th of September. Make sure, check it out. You can go to thelisttour.com. So TheListTour.com. Your favorite uncle cousin is going to be speaking there, man, and I'm excited because it's my first really paid speaking engagement. Super excited when they chose me to be one of the teachers on there. So it's going to be interesting to have me talk about motivation. How do we do it? Man, I've been doing my research and really putting things together, and I'm excited how things are going to play out. Right, because when it comes to motivation, one of my favorite shows or cartoons that really explained it to me was The Lion King. Surprisingly, that is by far one of my favorite animated Disney movies. Is The Lion King, the original one, the one that came out like in the 90s, right? I've watched that movie 1,000 times because it has an embedded message in there. All right. So, man, what is going on, family? Tonight. So back to the original. Back to the backdrop, right? So this week, really not a lot going on, right? Just playing catch up, making sure that I am ready for the next couple of weeks with the speaking, getting content prepared, still working on courses and things like that. A lot of great things coming, a lot of things that I'm excited for. So happy just to be in the company, in the midst of great people like yourselves. And yeah, so last week, not this week, but week before last, like I said, I had a whole lot going on. It was a lot of great things happening. But also within that week, I had a lot of conversations with a lot of different people. And even in the comments, right, because I get comments and they come directly to my phone and I'm able to reply to the video comments and chats and everything instantly, right? And so a lot of the comments that I was receiving for some reason last week alone or week before last was pretty much, I don't want to say this, comparing what I've been teaching and comparing what I've been saying to what others are saying out there in the industry. That's why I labeled tonight's topic like, don't you believe it, right? Listening to what these quote unquote influencers are saying and what it's causing people and the misinformation that it's causing tonight. Not tonight, but the misinformation that is causing it is causing a shift mentally, right? Because these people are influencers, so they're big. They have big platforms. They have big stages. So when they speak, people listen, and they're like, oh, well, if they're saying it, then it must be true. And if it must be true, then that means I myself must do what it is they're saying in order to be successful like they're implying. And not all the time is that true. Unfortunately, you know, when people bring things my way and they be like, is this true? You know, I just heard this. Is this true? And I go research and I go look and I'll be like, wow, no, not necessarily, right? You know, it may work in this situation, but from what you're telling me, it is really not really there for you. And you know me, I like being transparent. I like being upfront and be like, you know, here's the pros and the cons. Your favorite uncle, cousin, you know, even me myself, I don't know everything, right? So even certain things that I'm telling you, I want you to go back and do your research to make sure that it applies to you and your specific situation. Because I don't care how many people are doing the seemingly same thing. Like everybody's starting a business, everybody's starting an online business, everybody, even though in general, everybody is doing the same thing. When you really peel the layers back, when you really take a deep dive into the business, you will see that even on the surface is very similar, but inside the core operation is extremely unique. And not everything that applies to the surface applies to the actual business. So we have to be mindful of the things that we hear from these quote unquote influencers, right? And I'm not going to put nobody on blast. That is never my intention to call out people's names or to really say, oh, such and such says this and they lying. That's just, it's pointless to do that, right? Because I don't want to, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just don't want to put nobody on blast. Let's just say that. So what I'm saying tonight, I'm not going to say names. You know, if you've heard of this before, then by all means, you know, you could just chime in and say, yeah, I heard that before. You don't really have to put no names out there. But tonight, that's the goal. We're just going to go through a few things that I've heard personally that has been brought to me personally that I feel needs further explanation, right? And that's pretty much all it is, right? I'm not saying that they're lying, because there is some truth in there, right? But it needs further explanation before you spend a penny on it. Now, if it was free, by all means, get it, right? Get it, put it to use, see if it works. If it's free. But if there's a paywall, if they want you to pay for something, before you spend 1 red cent, do some research. Make sure that what they're talking about is for you. Make sure that, okay, if I make this purchase, is it going to move me forward? Okay? If I get it and nothing happens, then you've wasted money. And y'all know me, I'm frugal. I don't want nobody wasting any money. Don't spend no money unless you necessarily have to. And if you are a business, by all means, you are going to have to spend money. So you want to be smart about your expenditures and spend strategically, right? So let me go on and get my PowerPoint up here and ready for this evening. One more time here. Let's see this. Get it ready. Christian, anything we need to send forward, sir?
Got some. Sorry, I got a question for you.
No, just send it through.
Question?
Yeah.
Got you.
Walter says, what is tax form 8821 used for? Man, 8821, I'm going to have to look that up. Walter, hold on, give me a second. What is form 8821? Man, that sounds familiar. That is, I should know that, 8821. Why does that?
You forgot about taxes that fast?
I mean, not the fact I forgot about taxes that fast, but form 8821, good question. Man, duh. As an enrolled agent, I use form 8821 often. 8821 is an authorization form. Meaning, like, say, for example, Walter, if you don't want to call the IRS and you want to pay me as an enrolled agent to do it, then you and I both would fill out the form 8821, and it just says that you're giving me permission to act on your behalf. Okay? It's a little less authoritative than the power of attorney. So if you have the power of attorneys here, the 8821 is right here, because I can almost do the same exact thing, except for with the 8821, there is limitations, right? So the power of attorney is pretty much opens the door of everything, but the 8821, very similar, not all the same power, but pretty much I can act on your behalf. So that's what that one is for. Man, brain fart tonight. Okay. All righty. Let's see. Man, I see Natalie in the building. Natalie, I'm on you still. We need some updates about this lip care. My lips is feeling real dry, Natalie, and I need your business to exist immediately. So get on it. Yeah, my lips is feeling, I've been licking, come on now, Natalie, you got to help us out. I don't want to be a crusty. I forgot what was that term she said last week, the crusty club. I don't know. I forgot what it was, but come on, Natalie, and let's do this. I told you, I'm gonna be on you. Anyway, let's get to the slide tonight, man. Let me get this up here and going so we can get to it. All right, there we are. Oopsie, nope, don't want that. Alrighty, folks. So now that I have the slide up, let's go ahead and get to the topic of tonight, which is don't you believe it? Things that influence said that may not, and that's the key word. It may not be true, although some of it is. It absolutely may not be true. So here's the thing: not everything is a lie, but also not everything is the truth. Okay, and that's what we want to talk about. So again, tonight I just listed out some things that I've heard, and I'm going to share with you my thoughts on it. Okay, I'm not going to go too deep, right? Because one of the things I like to show. So in this one, as I was going through it, I may have to turn this one into like a regular video just so I can give some real detailed example of how what's being said versus how it really works. So not gonna really do that tonight. We just gonna talk about it. And again, as I'm going through this, even for those of you who may be watching the replay, as I'm going through this, if you can think of something, make sure to leave it in the comments, some things that you've heard along your entrepreneurial journey that you may have tried that didn't work. All right? So, well, send it to me. Well, let me see. Before we go, Christian said we got something I need to see. All right, so here. All right, it's going. Oh, man, that's what I'm talking about. She is doing it. So I'm going to give her a high five. Let me see, where's my high five? I changed things around, right?
High five.
So high five to you, Natalie, and thank you. I'm glad to see that it's going to hurry up. Getting a little chapped over here, need it. So please do. All right, let's get back to it. Here we are. Things that I've heard. The wealthy don't pay taxes. Not true at all. Okay, as a matter of fact, the wealthy pay more taxes. They pay a lot more taxes than we do, right? I think that there's, in some economic studies, you can see that the wealthy is floating everybody because of the taxes that they pay. And I get it, right? People think that the wealthy, like it's a gentleman's club, like it's a private club. Like once you get to a certain level, you don't really pay taxes and you get to, swing around and hobnob with high hand and everybody. But the tax system is set up where everybody pays taxes. As a matter of fact, there was something that was created in the tax code to ensure that the wealthy paid their share of taxes, because at some point, the wealthy tried to write off everything. And at some point they were successful. So the IRS said, okay, hey, we can't allow that to happen. So they implemented something. Anybody know what that is? Any guesses on what that is that the IRS implemented? As a matter of fact, because what this code, when they implemented it, they didn't adjust it, or it has not been adjusted for inflation for some time. And therefore, it is no longer affecting just the wealthy. It is also affecting regular everyday people, middle class people. Okay? And this is what is called AMT. Okay? The alternative minimum tax. And let me break that down for you, what the AMT is. So again, this is a tax on the wealthy to ensure that they pay at some sort of tax. Think about the name, the alternative minimum tax. So what the IRS says, at minimum, you're at least going to pay this tax. And so the AMT, and this is just a scenario here, it's a lot deeper than this, but in essence, what it does is say, hey, you made this amount of money, you tried to write off X amount of dollars. So in order to satisfy, at least, if you make this amount of money, you should at least pay at minimum this amount of tax. So under the AMT, a lot of things that they write off gets added back into income as if they didn't write it off. And then there's a formula that says, okay, this is the minimum tax you should pay. And then they compare that minimum tax to the tax that they actually paid. And if it doesn't add up to the minimum tax, say, for example, the minimum tax was $10,000 that they should pay, but they only paid $7,000. AMT is going to kick in and add an additional $3,000 to that $7,000 tax that they paid, just so we can bring up to the minimum $10,000. And so when we talk about the wealthy don't pay taxes, it's absolutely not true. They pay it at a higher rate. But again, the AMT, even though it was made for the wealthy, it does affect those who are middle class workers and those who make good money and have a lot of write-offs, because it has not been adjusted for inflation. So what was meant for the wealthy is now affecting just regular individuals. But please understand that the wealthy do pay taxes, okay? Let's move to the next one that I've heard. Amazon pays zero tax. Man, let me put this on here. Here we go. Amazon paid zero taxes. That is absolutely true. But here is the issue with that conversation. It puts people in the mind frame that I need to be like Amazon. In the instance of entity-wise, right? I'm not talking about like, okay, I need to be making money like Amazon, because that's absolutely true. You absolutely do want to be like Amazon as far as business model goes, but not as far as the entity. So, and this is the problem that I have with this conversation and the not telling the whole truth about the conversation. Because yes, Amazon pays zero taxes, but there is a reason why Amazon pays zero taxes, and that is of something called a net operating loss, an NOL. That's what we call it in taxes, is an NOL. And I ain't talking about New Orleans, right? I know that's the NOL too, right? But we ain't talking about New Orleans. I'm talking about a net operating loss. What happened when Amazon first started, they wasn't doing as good as they're doing now. They were not the giants that they were now. So they took a huge loss in their business. Now, a net operating loss is not just a regular loss, like you took a capital gain loss, $3,000, subtract that from your other income, and you still end up with a taxable income. No, when you have a net operating loss, you have more expenses than you do income in total. So your taxable income is a negative number. Okay, that's how you get a net operating loss. And so Amazon took a huge net operating loss back in the day. And when you take a net operating loss, you can carry it backwards like 5 years. Okay, but when Trump changed the law, when the new law, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act came into place, they changed how you can use your net operating loss. And now instead of taking it backwards, you can bring it forward into future years. And that's what happened. So Amazon bought that huge loss that they had sitting in the prior years, and they brought it to their current year, and it zeroed out their tax liability. So they had an actual tax liability. They were going to actually pay taxes, except for something changed in the tax law that allowed them to bring all that money that they lost forward to the current year and wipe out their tax liability. So it's not the fact that they did something special. It's not the fact that because they are a corporation that they get some sort of special privy treatment and pay zero taxes. No. They just know how to play the game, which is, to me, that is the single. If we want this, if we want to pay zero taxes, then we got to play the game that they play. We got to do it like they do it. And trust me, Amazon took that huge loss because I guarantee you, they tracked every single dollar. They was not lackadaisical about anything. Every mile driven, tracked. Every penny spent, tracked. And because they know it only works in their benefit. You, right now, where you are as a sole proprietor, not an LLC, not a C Corp, not an S Corp, not a trust, not a anything, as a sole proprietor, you can have a net operating loss. And you can carry that net operating loss to future years when you have income and pay zero taxes like Amazon. So what I want us to get from this one is the fact that you don't have to be, because to me, that's where the conversation goes with this. Oh, well, if Amazon pays zero taxes, they did so because they were a corporation. And that's not the absolute truth. So when people, the news media put this out there, oh, Amazon pays zero taxes, the public was like, wow, I need to be a corporation like Amazon. And because if I am, I'm gonna pay zero tax. And I'm like, that's absolutely not true, right? What you need to do is track every single deduction. Every single deduction. And if it adds up to a net operating loss, fine, record that, keep that, and then up to you bring it forward to future years where you have income, where you generated tax, but now you have a loss that is going to wipe out that tax. Okay? Absolutely. Moving on. So, the next one. There is a way to pay zero taxes. A whole bunch of wows? Yeah, I'm wow, yeah. Yes, there is a way, my people, to make zero taxes. Matter of fact, I'm a new feature. I've been playing around with this vMix software, and I found how to do something. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna show you this new feature while I tell you that there is a way to pay zero taxes. Zooming in, you listening? The only way to pay zero taxes is to make no money. Did you hear me? Again, the only way to pay zero taxes is to make no money. Put myself back on. All right, I zoomed in. Y'all like that? Yeah. I want to show you something. Matter of fact, let me share the screen here. So what we are is on irs.gov, and I'm going to look up publication 17. And this is, again, irs.gov. This is a free resource. You can look it up. You can go online, look up publication 17 or pub 17. Because what pub 17 is, it is the publication that pretty much breaks down the entire tax process for your federal income tax, right? If you notice, that it told me how many pages this is. 280 pages. And if you read through this, you should get a good general idea of how to file your income tax. But what I want to show you here, is I'm going to scroll down all the way down here to the bottom. There we are. Okay, so did I pass it? Where is it? Come on now. All right, maybe I need to go back up. I think it's moving slow. Come on now, where is it? My bad, y'all. I probably went up too far, went too back, went too side. All right, here we are. All right, so because what I want to do is show you right here. Where's the thing to blow it up a little bit? So this is the tax tables, all right? You notice it here, it says the 2019 tax table. But what I want us to pay attention to is right here. It says if line 11B, which is your taxable income. Remember, you're not taxed on your total income. You're taxed on the income minus the losses, minus the adjustments, and what's left over is your taxable income. So it says here, if line 11B is at least this amount, but less than this amount, and then it goes to your filing status. So if you're single, married filing joint, married filing separately, or head of household, then your tax is. So notice, if your income is at least $0 to $5, you pay zero tax. That is the only way, my people, for you to pay zero tax. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. So let's look at the next line. If you make at least $5 to $15, you'll pay $1 in tax. So what this is telling us that if you want to pay zero taxes, your taxable income has to be at or less than $5. Now, I don't know where you live at, but I know here in California, you cannot survive off $5. So if you want to pay zero taxes, you have to make less than $5. Okay? That's my people, is the only way, unless we talk about what we talked about before, right? If you have a net operating loss, that zeroes out your taxable income. So when you look at it, an actual 1040, look at the line, the taxable income. Look at that line, because that is what you pay tax on. But you can see, once you go beyond $5 taxable income, my good people, there's tax. There's tax. Your tax goes up. The more you make, the more that you're going to be taxed. As I'm scrolling through here, let me see, I think it stops at about 99,000. 92, let's see. It stops at 99,000, because if your taxable income is at $100,000 or more, there's a special calculation that must be done in order to figure the tax. But as you can see, the only way to pay zero tax, zero. And when I say pay zero tax, I'm talking about the withholding that comes out of your paycheck. I'm talking about the quarterly estimated taxes that you pay. I'm talking about owing at the end of the year. If you want to pay zero tax, don't make money. Now, and I know we may be thinking about, okay, well, what about those individuals who get a refund, right? They technically don't pay tax. Right? So those, and I don't want to seem harsh, but I don't like refunds. I really don't. Refunds says something to me. And what refund says is two things. One, you didn't make a lot of money. Or two, you made a lot of money and you did something foolish with it because you overpaid the government, so you ain't tracking your books. So again, the only way to pay zero taxes is to not make a lot of money. Okay, or give the government too much money and then get your money back. But even in the second one, if you're giving the government money, you're paying taxes. You're just paying too much taxes. So still, you're paying taxes. And even for those who get huge refunds, there is a tax liability. But because they're under a certain level, or maybe they're under the federal poverty level, the government gives them a lot of credits to help offset that tax, that taxable responsibility, so it zeroes it out. So even in that scenario, there is a tax that is generated. It's just offset by other credits. Okay, so my point still, to pay zero taxes, don't make a lot of money. And for those of you who make money, because I hear this all the time, and I try to tell people, like, look, they come in, well, my friend got $10,000 back. And I'm like, it's possible. I've seen it. But I'm looking at your income, and you make, $100,000. But I guarantee in order for your friend to get a $10,000 refund, they had to make less than 30. So if you take that $30,000 that they made for the year, add it to their $10,000 refund, that's $40,000 annually versus your $100,000. So you really want to give up $100,000, go down to making $30,000 just so you can get a $10,000 refund? Think about it. We got to be mindful of what we allow to enter into our spirits and our minds, because who cares that they got a $10,000 refund? But, oh my God, I just thought about it. I'm going to be honest with you. I had somebody that did that. Blew my mind. Had to fire them as a customer. I had somebody that was getting, used to getting a large refund because they wasn't making a lot. Got a job, was making more than what they were making combined with the refund. And because when they filed again the following year, they didn't get as big of a refund, quit the job, went back to the low payment just so they can get the refund. My mind was blown. And I think that was the day I realized I don't like refunds, because of how it programs people. So let me get back to the PowerPoint so we can finish here. All right, let's see here. Did I miss one? All right. So here's the next one. There are 475 deductions. This is a book, actually. Like last week, week before last, like I said, I had a lot of conversations. And one of the conversations, somebody came in and they was like, I saw your video online, and it was kind of opposite of what I've been involved in. Like this person was involved in an entire community. And there was books, there's workshops, there is a whole bunch of things happening in this particular community. And the book is called 475 Deductions. Now, granted, there probably is more than 475 deductions. Anything that we spend money on, if the circumstances is right, we can deduct it. But here's the thing. Here's my problem with that book title. Well, I can't even say the book. I'm not going to even blame the author, right? I just want us as people, as my family, for those who follow me and know my work, I want us to really, before we spend money on something, consider it, right? 475 deductions. Not, if it was even possible, you wouldn't even have to write a book about it because it would just be well known. And I guess the thing I'm trying to say is the fact that, yes, like I just said, we can pretty much write off anything we spend money on. But can it be deductible to you? For example, my favorite example is, will a kindergarten teacher be able to deduct a flamethrower? It's a deduction for maybe not the kindergarten teacher, but maybe the woodshop teacher, right? So we have to be mindful that we get excited when we see titles, 475 deductions. Of course, your mind is blown because you're like, I want to write off everything. Because why? I want to pay zero taxes like Amazon. So when we hear that, think about that, because that's a formula of manipulation. Amazon pays zero taxes. Well, hey, I'm a business owner. I don't want to pay taxes. I want to pay zero taxes. Then you get hit with a book. There's 475 deductions. And you're like, man, maybe I'm missing something. Let me get this book and find out of these 475 deductions, which ones I myself am missing. And when you get it and you look at it, it's like, yeah, okay, iron rod. Yeah, you can buy that. That's deductible. Okay, but I don't buy iron rods. That's not in my business, right? That's not in my industry. So it bothers me the fact that it really encourages us to buy this thing just to read through the book to find out that we really already know what we can deduct. Everything that we're spending money on for our business. It's very simple. You don't need a book to tell you that anything you're spending money on for your business is deductible. I don't see why a book is needed for that. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It made me think like, am I missing something? Because that's a lot. 475 deductions. Maybe I should get the book and read through it just to make sure I ain't missing nothing. But then I was like, wait a minute. I can't be missing nothing. I track everything I spend. Because you can only write off what you spend money on. So you shouldn't have to buy a book to tell you that you've spent money on this and you can write it off. You should know that. You should be able to look at your bookkeeping system, whether that is pen and paper, whether that is Excel, whether it's an app on your phone, whether you have an actual program like Xero like I use or QuickBooks Online, whatever. You should be able to look at that, pull your report, your profit and loss statement, your income statement, and say, man, this is what I spend money on. This is what I'm going to deduct. You don't need a book to say that there is 475 deductions and make you believe that you're missing out on something. No. Whatever you're spending money on for your business, that is deductible. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. I will say the only thing that most people don't track, which they should, is the mileage. I guarantee you people ain't sending mileage. Yes, sir. Huh? Oh, man, let's see. Credit Master says taxation is an unlawful seizure of property and thus violate the Fifth Amendment. The Constitution grants the government the right to levy a tax, and this has been upheld both Phillips versus Commission. You know, Mr. Credit Master, I get it, and I understand they say taxation isn't unlawful, and you know, I've heard that a lot. Although I haven't seen enough of people win cases that says you cannot legally tax me for me to sit up here and say I'm not going to pay taxes. And I get it. Me being the self-employed tax guy, I've had intimate conversations about the Constitution, about laws, about people who say that taxation is theft and nobody shouldn't pay taxes. And if you look at a certain section, I forget the section of the code that says, you know, you're only supposed to pay tax if you're the intermediary and you're collecting it from a foreign corporation and all that good stuff. But none of it, in my opinion, has been proof enough to uphold the fact that if you don't pay your taxes, this is what is going to happen. We've had people try that. Look at Wesley Snipes. Look at Lauryn Hill. They tried not to pay their taxes. What ended up happening? So there's not enough proof for me to sit up here and tell people, don't pay your taxes, go against the government. So not going to do that there. All right. Let me get back to our next point. This is a good one. Right, and I'm trying to hurry up because I want to be able to take some calls tonight to be able to, you know, for y'all to tell me what you think. So here's a good one. Using a C Corp to hide money. Oh, man, when I heard this one, I fell out. I was like, wow, who said this? And it's always they. Well, they told me I can do this, or they told me that I should do this. So when I was presented with this option, I was like, okay, I understand what they are talking about, but let's really delve into what they failed to mention. So the backstory was, you know, these individuals are trying to find a way to reduce their income so it can help them with the college admission for their kids, right? Because if you're claiming your kids on your taxes and they're filling out a college application for a scholarship or a grant, they're going to use the income of the parents. So the parents are trying to figure out a way to reduce their income on paper so that their kid will have a better chance of receiving a scholarship or grant for college. And I'm like, you know, I understand the concept. I get it. But let's explore why that won't work. Specifically, we're talking about a C corporation, right? That's specifically what we're talking about here is a C corporation. So when you have a C corporation, the first thing, like I asked them, I say, so let's look at your money, this income you're trying to manipulate on paper. Do you depend on it, right? Like if you make this entire amount of money, has that already been budgeted out? Has it already been spent on, you know, your current lifestyle? If the answer is yes, then that's a problem automatically. And they were like, why? Why is that a problem? I say, because true indeed, as a C Corp, you can write yourself a W-2 for whatever amount that you want, which will go on your personal tax return. And that's what they're going to look at when considering scholarships and grants for your college-bound child. But here's the thing. C corporations are taxable entities themselves, which is why we have dual taxation when you have a C Corp. So not only are you paying tax on your personal tax return, you're going to pay tax at the corporate tax return as well at 21%. So I'm like, if you think about that, off top, you're losing 21% of your income to taxes when you go to a C Corp. So now whatever you budgeted for, 21% of it is gone. And then not only on top of that, you're bringing a lower income on yourself on the W-2. And because the way C Corps are written up, you have to leave some of that for your retained earnings. And then not only that, setting up a C Corp, managing it and running it is an additional cost. So not only did you lose 21% of your income, you're adding an additional cost to your actual expenses annually, because C Corps aren't cheap. I said, you want to do payroll. You're now adding payroll services to your annual cost because you want to cut back. And I'm like, so it really doesn't work the way people think it works. And it was amazing. So they was like, wow, yeah, they didn't tell us that. I'm like, I know. They didn't tell you that, right? They just see, oh, such and such is doing it and such is doing it. I'm like, yeah, but you know, maybe such and such can afford to do it, right? Maybe such and such like, okay, losing 21% of my income don't matter because I got all this excess income anyway, right? So by all means, that's definitely one that I've heard that's funny. So think about that when people come to you with these brainy schemes and it sounds good, right? Because it's like, yeah, man, I could form a C corp, pay myself whatever I want to pay myself. I can make it look like I'm poor. So my kid will get in with a full scholarship because we ain't got no money. I'm like, yeah, that sound good, but let's think about what you're losing doing that. But at the end result, for those who may be in that situation, I said, look, if your kids are of that age anywhere where they're college bound, just don't claim them. Have them file their own tax return as an independent, right? And then they can use their own tax return as a guide to get into college. And they like, hey, we didn't think about that. I'm like, I get it. You know, that's why I'm here, because I think like that. But I'm saying, let's go on to the next one. The final one. Start a home-based business, get your money back. This one right here has by far been the biggest comparison that I've seen. Me versus this other individual who's telling people to start a home-based business to get your money back. And I've had at least 20 people just last week, I counted at least 20 people say, well, such and such is saying this, but you're saying the opposite. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's true. Well, let's run the numbers and see how it worked. And luckily, when the young lady came to my office, she actually was part of this group, and she brought me the book. And she opened up the book and showed me. She had it bookmarked to the page that said, "Here is how this person says you should do it." And when I looked at it, I got like chills in my stomach. I'm like, oh man, really? People are buying this? Like this is a thing? Like people are really buying into this? And she's like, yeah, it's a bunch of them. And I'm like, wow. And so what blew my mind in this book, it says in order to get your money back from the taxes you pay to start a home-based business, take a loss. That was when she opened that book and she showed me the steps and the formula, and my eyes zoomed in on that negative number. And I'm like, oh, so in order to actually win, you have to take a loss. That's counterintuitive to me. In order to win, you have to take a loss. And I'm like, and me and the young lady are having a conversation. I'm like, does that make sense to you? And she's like, well, now that you say it, no. I said, yeah. Because, yes, if you have $50,000 worth of income, like we literally just saw when we looked at the tax tables, there's going to be a tax. So what this book is saying, start a home-based business, write off $40,000 worth of expenses, right? And take that loss and reduce that $50,000 down to 10. And at $10,000 income, because the standard deduction, even for a single person, is $12,200, you'll have zero taxable income, and then you pay no tax. Now, who wants to spend $40,000 to save $5,000? We really got to look at numbers. We really got to understand how numbers work. At $50,000, your tax liability may be 10? Let me say maybe even at 10%, 5,000. Let's just say double. Let's say you're at 20%. Let's say at 50,000, your tax liability is 10,000. But you want to spend 40,000 so you can save 10? Why not just pay the 10,000 and save yourself 30? Yeah. That when I saw that, I was like, okay. And it was funny. A lot of these comments is coming from the video that I did that exposes the home-based business. And everybody was like, did you make that video because of this other individual? And I'm like, technically, no. That video was made because somebody sent me a video of a multi-level marketing. I was targeting the multi-level marketing industry because in the multi-level marketing, that's their angle, right? You join my company, that makes you an official home-based business, and you get to save money on taxes. And I'm like, it don't work like that. It really don't. And in that, I think I go through 12 examples of how it don't work like that. It don't. So please be mindful, be aware, be cautious, be patient. Don't always jump to anything. Starting a home-based business for purposes of writing off money. Listen, I'm gonna zoom in here real quick because I want y'all to get this. Your goal should be to make so much money that when it comes to paying taxes, it's like, oh, I only had to pay $50,000 this year? Cool. That's your goal, right? Let's not try to manipulate and pay zero, because when you have that mindset, when you try to do things and snicker and just kind of, I don't even know what it is I'm trying to say, but I don't want us to have the mentality that you want to avoid paying taxes. We want to pay taxes, because if you have a $50,000 tax bill, can you imagine how much money you have made? If you have a $100,000 tax bill, can you imagine how much money you have made? Man, I want to pay taxes. It's when you get around different circles, and I haven't been in the Billionaire Boys Club. I haven't been bumping shoulders with billionaires, but I've watched other billionaires talk about how they think about money. At certain levels, you have people that say, oh, I spent money on this, or I bought this here, or I bought this. And it sounds good because they got money. I was just having a conversation with my kids the other day, and it was like, we think about those who spend money, it look good, but if you spend it, you no longer have it. Once you say, oh man, look at me, look at what I got, and I'm like, yeah, it look good, but that means you ain't got nothing right now because you spent it. And I guarantee you, if you try to get it back, you won't get back the same amount that you paid for it. Therefore, it's a loss. It's a liability, and we have to make sure we understand that. But billionaires, they don't look at what I spent. They say, look at what I gave away. I'm trying to give away money to all these charities. I'm trying to donate. I'm trying to do this. Who did you give your money to? They're giving away money because they got so much of it. They're just like, I'm giving it away, right? I think it was the Shark Damon. I was listening to him. And even as an investor, he was in the room with some billionaires, and they was talking about how much money they gave away in charity. Versus when he was in the room with, say, millionaires, they were talking about what they spent. But when he got to the billionaire club, they was like how much they gave away because they writing it off on their taxes. Different mentalities at different levels. I want us to be on the level where we won't. Let it be your goal to have a high as all outdoors, high as heaven tax bill. That's the goal. Because if you have a tax bill of, say, $35,000, $40,000, whatever, you made a lot of money. Yeah, you made a whole lot of money. So, man, it's 7 o'clock on the dot. Man, I didn't realize that. I thought this was going to be a short something, right? But not. So, look. I know it's 7 o'clock on the dot. If you wish to stay, by all means stay. I would love to have you stay. And like I said, call me if you want to. We can talk about it. I'm up for taking a couple of calls. As the rules say, if you decide to call the number, be respectful, stick to the topic. And again, ask only 1 or 2 questions. We're not going to be here all night coaching, right? So definitely be mindful of that. But if you choose to call, the number is there. So I'll give it a few minutes if the phone don't ring. in the next few minutes, then we will go ahead and call it a night because, again, it is our time, right? It is our time. So, quick, any comments, Christian, for me? Anything come through? Oh, man. Water so hot. All right. Nothing? You looking? Should have had it ready. All right. Whew. So y'all see, right? Real quick, let me just put it back out here one more time. Anybody gonna be brave enough to call? If you don't worry about it. Because we did go past 7. I get it. If you're not calling, don't worry about it. If you're watching the replay, you still can call the number, leave a voicemail message. I will make sure that I respond the next time. Okay, so we can go back there and do that. All right. So going back real quick, Christian said, ain't nothing. I'm going to go look at the comments myself. The small biz profit. Hey, what's going on? Oh, we got a caller, y'all. We got a caller. Let me take it. Hold on. First caller, right? Let's do this. Good evening, caller. Who are we speaking to?
What's up, Uncle G?
What's going on? Who there?
Not much, man. It's Ro with Small Biz Profit.
I was just about to say, you were asking what app would you suggest to track mileage. How are you, boss? How's everything?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. No, man, I wanted to give you a call and just give you a shout out, man.
Oh, man, I appreciate it.
And, I appreciate you taking the time to share this with us, and nothing but blessings, man. I just wanted to give you a shout out.
Oh, man, humbled for it. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so very much for calling. Well, I guess I have you on your line. I can answer your question because you said what app would you use to track mileage, right? And I mean, there's so many of them out there. Me personally, I use the Mile IQ app, but I've heard that there are like a ton of mileage tracking apps that's out there, man. So pick one. Because think about it. Right, you being the small biz profit, you can agree with me. Mileage is one of the biggest things that's missed, but it's the biggest cashless deduction because technically you don't spend money. You just track it and the IRS gives you money for it. But people miss it. So yeah, did I lose it? Did you go?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I like Mile IQ. I use Mile IQ.
Yeah, but man, it's definitely one that I use and it's good, man. But hey, I appreciate you calling, man. You giving some love. It's so good to be able to hear your voice and speak to you again. How's everything on your end?
Good, man. It's like 10 o'clock in Miami right now. But, I saw my boy was live, so I had to jump on.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. Definitely, man. Yeah, so y'all
take care, man.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Take care. Thanks for calling, man. And stay safe out there, bro.
Anytime, man. You too, bye.
All right, bye-bye. Again, shout out to the small business. Oh, we got another caller coming in. Let me get to it. Here we go. Second caller. You on the line with Tyrone, right? On the phone with Tyrone. Who's calling?
This is what's going on, cousin?
What's going on with you, man? So finally put a voice to the name. How you do?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I got a question for you.
Talk to me.
I'm looking at this tax form 8821.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me what that's about?
Yeah, the 8821. Who is it for? Are you giving it? Because the 8821 is an authorization for you to give somebody to act on your behalf to the IRS. Right, so you would fill out the 8821, your either CPA, your tax preparer, your enrolled agent will fill out the second part, and they submit it to the IRS, and with that, they'll be able to request documents on your behalf. Most time, people fill out the 8821 when they want to get a transcript from the IRS for you.
Something like that, man. On my wife's behalf, basically.
So again, what happened?
Basically, so on my wife's behalf that I'm doing it. So I just need a little bit more clarity before, when you're filling out documents with,
Right.
IRS, you want to make sure everything is legit before you put your signature behind that. So.
Absolutely. So you filling it out for your wife?
Yeah, a little some kind of transpired. So
Okay.
before I actually signed, I just wanted to make sure everything was on the up and up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, pretty much, she's saying that she would give you permission to speak on her behalf. That's it. That's all.
Cool.
And that's what we do it. Hey, yeah, no problem. All right. Cool. Man, this is
Can we get 3 in a row?
Christian say, can we get a 3 in a row? One more call coming in. I see Uncle Van just put the number in the chat, Unc. I appreciate that. Yeah, let me go ahead and put it back on the screen here just in case somebody needs to see it. So, man, this is beautiful. I appreciate, the small biz profit calling. Want to call it? Third caller. We got that third. Let's do this.
Call from
Hollister George.
to accept.
Call from Mr. George. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right. Just pretty good?
Oh, yeah. I was just sitting up here watching the show and wanted to put in a call. I came up with an idea. To be honest, I just got up on this today, actually.
Okay.
I was looking up on different information and stuff like that pretty much all day watching your videos. And I ended up catching the last end of this section right here.
Oh, man. Well, better late than never.
Yeah. All right, so I had a quick question. I had an idea for a business plan. I work at a substance abuse treatment facility.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
I'm a counselor for drugs and alcohol, but also teach like anger management.
Man, praises. Hats off to you, man. You good person. We need more people like you. Appreciate that.
So, my plan for my business is going to be I'm gonna still work where I'm working,
Okay.
but online, a lot of the people end up needing to take classes like for anger management and stuff for the courts and parole. And I'm gonna set up so that they can take their tests, they can watch the videos and stuff online.
Okay.
But I don't even know what to call the business model.
The business model.
So it's going to be as a sole proprietorship,
Okay.
right? But they'll be asking okay, is it you selling merchandise, you doing this? But it's really going to be like the people that are going to log into one website where they would pay for whatever services that they're going to get. Then they would go to the other one where they would get the education, be able to watch videos that they would have to test, take the test on for the anger management and stuff like that.
Got it, man. Well, I would say that's an online course model. That's something new that's happening a lot, right? Like online courses, everybody's developing them, right? I'm developing to myself. So it's a fairly new type of business model, right? Because now that everything is online and a lot of these institutions haven't really caught up to it. So when you're trying to explain your business model, I would just say it's an online course that individuals can take to get certified through their anger management through the courts, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so it is.
Yeah, so it.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So, and now it would also be doing, I'll have like some merch that's related to the business name, because I was going to name it. And again, I came up with this idea last Friday.
Okay.
And just start automatically just working on it.
There you go.
So it's going to be called Managing Anger, Violence, and Rage is going to be the name of the organization, because everything's going to be based around like anger management, domestic violence, batterers, intervention type stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say, man, if that's something you're going to be serious about, make sure that you're looking to get a name trademarked. When you're talking to individuals about it, make sure they sign a non-disclosure agreement, because you don't want nobody taking your ideas and going off and making money with it. And then from there, man, just continue to work on your business plan, right? Making sure that you outline how you're going to acquire funding, because with programs like that, you may be able to get money from the state organization, grants, then determine how you're going to, pay yourself from that and what structure is needed. But outside of that, man, I love the idea, and I say go for it.
All right, absolutely. Yeah, and I'll probably be trying to make contact with you, get some information. I like your stuff. Like I said, I just got up on you today because I was researching like all of the ins and outs of what I need to do, and I've just been watching your videos pretty much all day.
Wow.
I went online. I listened to what
humbled.
you said about the EIN. I went online today, applied for the EIN.
Okay.
Got that. I'm right now. I was on my phone looking at the DBA in Orange County. That's where I'm at in Orange County.
Oh,
And
you
then
already
when
in
you put the
California
number
with
up,
me?
I was like, hold up, let me call.
Cool. Well, hey, man, you out here in Orange County with me. You know, I'm not in Orange County, but Orange County, California.
Yeah,
man.
Costa Mesa. I'm right in Costa Mesa.
That's right up the 405. I'm in Cerritos. I'm right up the 605. You know, you come through and visit John when we talk about it.
Oh, shit, yeah, I might have to come visit you then.
Yeah, buddy, I'm here, man. I like what Uncle Vin says, yes, membership and education model. Absolutely. Thanks, shout out for Uncle Vin for doing that, man. But for sure, if any questions, you know, hit me up, you know. You're part of the family now.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, now this number, this like your regular business number right here?
No, man. This number is specifically for when we doing live on Fridays, just so people can call
online
in.
thing?
Yeah, just the online thing, man. And what I do, if you in on the chat or whatever, you can. I'll put my email up on the screen or something like that, and you can shoot me an email, and we can go from there.
All right, perfect.
All right. Cool.
All right, appreciate you, brother.
Hey, no problem, boss man. Appreciate you giving me a call. Let's go ahead and see if there's maybe one more, and then we'll go now. But again, thank you for calling, man. I appreciate it. And if you shoot me an email, we'll see each other.
All right, thank you, brother.
All right, boss. Have a good one. All right. Oh, Christian got a comment. Come on, put it up. You don't know? All right, well, then. Is it from the credit master? Yeah. Oh, man, let's see here. So, I think, we about 7:13. No more calls is coming through, which is cool. So we can go. I spoke too soon. We just got one more coming. Let me do this here.
Call from.
Give me cornbread.
Caller, you are on the line. Who are we speaking to?
This is Gimme Cornbread.
Look who did finally hopped on the line. Miss Gimme Cornbread. How you doing?
I am doing great. How are you?
Oh man, I'm doing all right. I'm happy that you are here on the line, man. People can finally put a voice to the name, right?
Yes, that's right.
Man, this is super amazing. How are you? How is business now that you done took the leap? You done jumped. You ain't in corporate no more. You on your own. How is it?
Oh my gosh, I haven't even had a chance to take a break. I thought I would take a break, you know.
Oh man.
But a brand new client just sort of happened, and they're keeping me extremely busy.
Wow.
And they are coming up now that they're close to home.
Wow.
They're a client that's close to home, and so now that they've seen what I can do, they're thinking of all kinds of other things I can do, and so that's why I'm calling.
Man, wow. Thank you so very much. I'm extremely proud, man, extremely excited to have you here to share that. The fact that, you know, you was really struggling, if I can say, with leaving the corporate job, and now here you are 1,000% self-employed and doing extremely well.
Yeah, it's tough, you know, like we talked about before in a coaching session, you and I, that, you know, our parents' generation, some of the kinds of jobs we're able to get, they weren't able to get. And
right.
So, you know, I felt like sort of ungrateful for walking away from my job, thinking like my parents would have killed for a job like that. You know?
Yeah.
But I feel, but also, you know, it's better. I mean, like, I think that, you know, being self-employed is actually a step up from that.
It is.
It's even better than that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I was getting to the point where I had so much work coming in, and I'm thinking, why am I turning away clients when that's something for me? I'm turning away clients for me to work for someone else. That doesn't make sense.
Ooh, you said it. I didn't. I'm just.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
Man.
So I do have a question. I do have a question though.
Okay.
It's okay. So I have this new client, and things took off very quickly on a positive note. And of course, you know, I work 1099 for people.
Okay.
Right now, okay, because that's just what I've been doing. And my question is, you know, this client is really excited. They've got a lot of things lined up for me. They actually tried to give me a job
Wow.
with their company, and I told them no. How long can I work for them as a 1099 before it becomes like an issue? Like, is it, you know?
Well, I'll say, because to me, so yes, the question is, you know, because as a 1099, right, as a sole proprietor 1099, the issue is the self-employment tax, right? Because there's a 15.3% self-employment tax on the income you receive as a 1099. So the goal is, now this is where, like, I do recommend, you know, LLCs and things like this, is once you start to see net profits, right? Meaning that we took total income, we've subtracted out our expenses, and what we have left over is a net. When we start to see net income or net profits of, I'm gonna say, at least, you know, maybe 60,000 or more, then we should start considering forming like an LLC and have it taxed as an S corp, because at that point we'll be able to save money on the self-employment tax side. And we can get real creative, right, and change the color of money. And that's something I'll tell you about in secret.
Yeah, no, I need to do that because I see that happen. That's going to happen.
Wow, that quick?
Yeah. Yeah, well, the kind of business that I have is a very low overhead.
Wow.
I mean, it's very easy to see a profit. I mean, because all I pay for is like my computer, my software.
Amazing.
You know,
absolutely
writer.
amazing.
I don't have a lot of overhead, so I probably do need to get on that, because I'm just thinking, God, if these people want me to keep working with them for the next 2 or 3 years, you know, I can't be a 1099 person forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, shoot me an email, and we'll set some time up. You know, free, so don't pay for nothing. We'll set some time up and we'll go through the numbers. You know me, we got to run those numbers to make sure they make sense.
Yep. And anyway, thanks for taking my call, and I don't want to take up all the time because other people might want to call, but I appreciate it.
Man, you ought to see the chat. Question. Everybody said congratulations to you, and as well, you deserve that. And I'm just going to, you know, just use you as a story, just because you and I have talked, and I saw the challenge of really trying to let go of that corporate branch and make a full grasp onto that self-employment branch, and you've done so successfully. And I'm extremely happy to be part of that journey, extremely happy to know you, and just extremely happy that you are here in the chat with us, you know, as many Fridays as you can, encouraging other people to do the same thing, because there is light on the other side of that darkness of fear. So glad, so happy, so proud. Thank you, Miss Gimme Going Pred.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, and just a caveat there, it didn't happen overnight. I've been doing my own business like part-time for the last 5 years, and I planned this out, and I had many conversations with our favorite uncle cousin before I did it. So it's not something that I just decided, so that's an important thing.
Right, absolutely. So,
yeah.
Cool,
right.
Cool.
Thank you.
Well, again, thank you for calling. Appreciate it, and I'll be in touch with you soon. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, big congratulations. All right, man. So look, I love taking the calls. I do believe, I'm just going to say that was probably going to be the last call of the evening, and on such a positive note. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for joining me. Let's go ahead and roll out the end of the screen here as we prepare to leave. So again, do me a favor. I know I don't normally ask anybody to share anything, like, because I think we're good, but I really want this message to be shared so that we understand, you know, not everything that we see, not everything that we hear has truth to it. Not everything, you know, like I said in the beginning, not everything is a lie, but not everything is the truth. Make sure, you know me, Run me those numbers. Say that to them. Anytime somebody tell you something, tell them, say, run me those numbers. If they can't run you the numbers, then you probably shouldn't listen to them. And that's what I want to leave you with tonight. So again, thank you so much for joining us this Friday. Thank you everybody who called for all the chats. The chat was lit tonight. Appreciate everything. Love you. Yeah, man. Miss Gimme Cornbread just gave us a super chat, right? So we put this out here. Thank you. You are awesome. Absolutely. There it is. Gimme Cornbread did that. And so, yeah, man, Christian's here. Last words from the man who knows say, what you going to say tonight? Come on. Come on over here and talk to us. Say good night. Wish them good luck. Something for the family.
Good night, family. Congratulations to Gimme Cornbread again. You know, for what she said, what happened. But good night, family. Ending on a happy note tonight. And yeah.
And yeah, that's it. All right. Well, that's improvement, right? That's what we do. We improve. We take steps. We get better. Again, thank everybody for being here. Spread this word. As it says right here, make sure that you follow me on Facebook for fun. You know, give me thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram, right? Like if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see little personal things about the life, like you know, the green juices that I be drinking, or how my kids like to hide the TV remote between the cereal boxes. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you'll see on Instagram. And of course, here on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell icon so you'll get notified when we go live, when we have good conversation and good family. So thank you, everybody. You know I love you, and I will see you on the next one. But until then, I will leave you with this thought of the day. I ain't update that.